Hi, I'm Michael Rusnow, and I'm here to hope that you're going to give Joe Biden the help and support he needs to get a Democratic Congress elected this November. And I hope a lot of you watched President Joe Biden's masterful speech at Independence Hall last week, in which he correctly just called out Trump and the MAGA Republicans for causing mayhem in our nation. The violence, the threats, the inability to accept free elections. But he also emphasized that he did not believe, and he was not calling out most Republicans, just those MAGA Republicans that Trump has spurred on to take over the party. We've got to give Joe Biden the support that he needs to continue on the great things he's already accomplished. With his American Rescue Plan, which have poured billions of dollars into the economy, created those vaccines that went into people's arms, and that has reduced sharply the hospitalizations and deaths that were just creating the misery of the last year and a half. And now the Inflation Reduction Act, which will reduce the cost of prescription drugs for so many seniors. And the climate protections that are built into the law. Not one Republican voted for either the American Rescue Plan or the Inflation Reduction Act. Where were their heads at? He was able to get the greatest infrastructure bill that had been there since the Eisenhower years passed, and with bipartisan support, just as he promised. And there were some other accomplishments as well. He got a CHIPS bill passed with bipartisan support, and even some gun control legislation, though not nearly enough as what he wanted. Do we really need these AR-15s that are being used countless times to kill innocent children, as in Uvalde, Texas, not long ago, and other places? People that are shopping for groceries in Buffalo and other cities, or going to church or synagogue. Nobody knows, when they do the most common things we take for granted, whether they're going to be slaughtered by a madman, who are supported by these idiots who say, oh, well, we can't stop AR-15s because that's our Second Amendment right. Excuse me, the Founding Fathers didn't even know about repeating rifles. They weren't used in the Revolutionary War, not here until the mid-19th century. We've got to start using common sense. Now, Biden has restored the world's faith in us. And of course, Ukraine. It was Biden who marshaled the forces in Europe against the Russians' invasion and are providing Ukraine with these allies badly needed weapons. This is substance. This is somebody who's bringing the world together. People say, well, he hasn't done very much. Excuse me, he's done a lot if you add it all up. Inflation is still high, but gas prices have come down remarkably in the last month or so. We're getting better. And with a 50-50 Senate and a House of Representatives barely in the majority. After that horrible Supreme Court decision, after 50 years of Roe versus Wade, there are many, many states that are trying to prevent it entirely. Well, they're trying to pass a congressional bill that will counteract that particular Supreme Court decision. But you can't do that in the present set of circumstances. You need enough congressional control. If the Republicans take over the House, even if the Democrats keep control of the Senate, as seems likely at the moment, I guarantee you, then you're not going to be able to pass anything. So Joe Biden needs your support. Send more Democratic senators for him. Give him a bigger majority in the House of Representatives. Do not let Kevin McCarthy take over the House of Representatives, or it will just be a disaster. If you're not happy with inflation and things like that, what do you think is going to happen with the Republicans in charge? It was they who cut taxes for the wealthiest Americans. And don't forget, Joe Biden nominated, and she was confirmed, the first black woman justice of the Supreme Court. That's pretty damn good too, isn't it? Thanks for watching. If you've liked what I've said, or even if you haven't, send a comment to the email address that follows this recording. Thanks again for watching.